What's up, everybody? Welcome to the S1.E10 podcast. I'm your co-host, Deja.
And I'm your other co-host, Dre.
We're growing in our relationship with Christ, and we would love for you to be a part of our village and grow with us.
This walk with Christ is not easy, so we're here to educate and encourage along the way.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we pray that this message is so on time.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the S1.E10 podcast. My name is Dre.
I'm Deja, y'all. What up, though?
Yeah, she your co-host. And this is episode 10. How are you?
I'm straight, shawty.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. How would you have said your last fast has went?
I think I got deliverance and free in an area that I didn't know I was struggling in, y'all. So,
Okay.
To me, the fast revealed that I had some unforgiveness in my heart. And it just showed me like why I wasn't able to progress in certain areas or like able to progress emotionally or spiritually. It just, God revealed the unforgiveness to me. But I feel like we should explain what a fast is and what the purpose of a fast is for people who don't know.
All right,
Like assuming,
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So
Miss Mike Holder.
yeah. So before we get deeper into this fast that we just completed, for people who don't know what a fast is, basically a fast is just like a designated period of time for you to grow closer to God. So you afflict your flesh or you deny yourself of things that you enjoy or things that you even need to a certain extent for a certain period of time. And then in replace of that, you seek the Lord. So you read your Bible more, you pray more, you do praise and worship more often, things of that nature.
Yep.
So that's pretty much what a fast is. It's just so you can grow closer to God and just like weed out those distractions. So for me, because our fasts were a little bit different.
Yep.
So my fast was more like a Daniel fast, I want to say. So like no meat. Basically, if it didn't grow, it's a hard no. Like if it didn't grow out the ground, you can't eat it. And for me, my fast was 2 weeks. And then in addition to like denying myself of certain foods and stuff, I don't scroll on social media or, outside of posting for the podcast, I don't partake in social media.
So
don't
sacrifice of things that don't grow out
just
the ground.
Entertainment. Yeah.
Sacrifice of your
food, entertainment.
Your food and your entertainment.
And then sometimes each fast is different, but sometimes like I'll eat just within a certain time frame, like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or whatever. But yeah, that's what mine looked like. So what did you gain from your fast? And then can you also tell like what was your fast? How long was it? So on and so forth.
So my fast, what I gained from it was that I worry too much. So like when certain things happen or things don't go the way that I think they should go, I just jump off the deep end and I'm in 12 feet of water, just staying over there. And I realized that that's not necessarily important to do. Like, there's sometimes there's things where, you overreact in a certain way can be okay. Like being over dramatic, and majority of the time I feel like I do that and it's not necessary, and he kind of taught me with that. And the reason why that happened, if you guys go back in a couple of podcast episodes, I kind of dropped a bombshell on your co-host here, the lovely Deja, when I told her that I received a wake-up call that answered a prayer, and in that time frame of also receiving that call, I tried to go start my car and it didn't work. So I technically didn't have car troubles. My car was just stuck in a gear in a tow truck company, which I had to pay for them to come out. Tow truck company. The tow truck man came out and told me that. But in the midst of me going throughout my day, it was my mindset was terrible.
But explain why though. Like y'all, I'm laughing. Okay, I'm over here. I'm laughing now. In the moment, I wasn't. But why were you going through like bad thoughts?
I just said because of my car.
because he thought that like he was gonna need a new car, it was gonna cost a ton of money to fix, like it was the transmission, or it was, you know what I'm saying? Like you thought it was all of these different things.
So I guess to give more detail, like I said in the previous
or
episode,
an oil change. You thought it was just the oil change.
Yeah, in the previous episode, I mentioned that I needed to get an oil change, and when I was thinking about it while I was working, because I had to Uber to work, I'm sitting there thinking like how I'm continuously going backwards in life. So sitting there thinking that I needed to go get a new car. What if it's not the oil change? What if it's not an oil change? What if it's something else? I just got the starter, the battery, and the belt change. What if the mechanic screwed me and one of those messed up? What if it's something else? I do mention that my transmission fluid was kind of low. What happens when your transmission fluid runs out? Maybe you need to get a new transmission. Maybe your engine's having problems. Maybe you got to change the starter even though you just changed the alternator. So it was just like those things. It's like, well, I'm not about to fix the car if any of these are these problems. My money is already set aside for something else. So my mindset was just going back to where it was years ago when I was in this predicament. And it was totally unnecessary because nothing was wrong with the car. And I missed 2 days of work also because of that too. So that's what I gained out of, it was the back end of my fast. Also during my fast, I wasn't eating as long as the sun was down. So if the sun was down, I wasn't consuming anything. I would drink, but that was it. I wasn't consuming any
water,
food.
y'all.
Yeah, just drink water. I wasn't drinking no juice, anything like that. If the sun was down, the only thing that went into my body was pure water. That was it. And
high quality H2O.
Yeah, so that was my fast. I did that for the whole month. And at the end of the month, that's what happened. I realized that I need to stop worrying. I need to really just truly give my problems to God, which in a way also worked because when you're worrying, that's a feelings. I really just need to turn my feelings over to God. And when I got that idea, something else broke inside of me, which we just had a conversation, is that I can't watch anything sad anymore. And I'm really just understanding that he is helping me get more in tune with my emotions. But I'm not liking it because I went to go see Wakanda and I cried at every sad part. But yeah, so like I wasn't boo-hooing. I could have boo-hooed, but I held back tears and everything like that.
But what's wrong with boo-hooing? What's wrong with you crying?
I just feel like I'm in a huge public space. Everybody else want to watch a movie. They don't want to hear a grown man. I'm a grown man crying in this seat.
It's okay. What you?
I was like, bro, what's going on?
They probably over there crying too. You may have helped. No cap though, like for real. I think it's good that you're at a place of saying like you're focusing on giving your emotions. First of all, I think it's good that you're at a place of feeling your emotions and feeling all of them. Like it's easy to feel certain emotions like anger and stuff, but when you can tap into like, no, I'm actually hurt. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of these different emotions. I think that's good. But at the same time, like, I know what you're saying. People going to look at me like I'm crazy if I'm sitting here crying. But you never know. Somebody as tall as you are, if they see this big man in here crying, like, it's funny saying it, but that may give them the freedom to cry. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them seeing you express your emotions, like, may open up a portal for them to, you know, express theirs, too, if they were just trying to hide it. So... yeah, I think you should cry.
Yeah, so that's what I got out of the fast. I'm learning to give my feelings to God, and during my fast, I didn't eat as long as the sun was down. Yeah. So that was that. That was what we gained.
I think it's funny too, because you know, I don't know about you, but there are times where I'll fast and I'll like ask God specifically for something, or I'm intentional about my fast. But there are a lot of times where I fast and I don't ask for anything. It's like, Lord, whatever it is that you want to show me, whatever you want to reveal to me, like, let me just be discerning. Like, let me hear it and see it. So when he showed me that there was unforgiveness in my heart, it caught me off guard because I was like, I didn't think I had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think, when I would hear people talk about unforgiveness, I'm like, oh, that ain't a problem for me because I can show you how I've forgiven people and blah, blah, blah. But I think it's a deeper heart issue than just actions. Because I think we talked about that. Like, you can display forgiveness in your actions, but like your heart can say something completely different.
Yep.
And that's where.
No, I agree with that too, because it's funny because we kind of went on like a little segment about unforgiveness in church, and I realized I it could just come out of nowhere. I feel like I'm in a place where I need to learn I'm starting to learn how to forgive myself and about my past. And I found myself being into a situation with somebody I would call my friend, and they made me feel anger. And it was like, okay, you need to go ahead and forgive them. And as I'm feeling like, okay, I need to go ahead and forgive them, I'm devising a plan in my head to go ahead and be like, I'm never speaking to this person ever again. And it's like, well, wait, hold up. Wait.
Wow. God, I wasn't playing. I'm so proud of you. You've been around me for a minute.
Too long.
I'm so proud of you. Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm hearing you say is that this one situation that happened with you and this person triggered you. And so this one situation of them making you feel anger made you kind of reminisce on all of the other times that they did something that was similar to whatever this action was. And so that's when you realized you had unforgiveness, when you realized like, okay, I'm compiling like all of these different actions, you know what I'm saying, or things that's taking place. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that's what I felt.
It made me realize I had unforgiveness in my heart because of this action that was taking place. It made me remember like everything that she just said, and I thought I'd gotten over all that. Well, no, I didn't, because how you're sitting here and devising how you're going to explain to this person how to never talk to you again because of this, it wasn't off this one action. Just as Deja said, I'm not a conflicting person. Like, I don't cause problems. I don't try to, keep problems alive. But since all of this happened, now you're coming up with a plan how to I'm just trying to throw this all back in their face. And it's like, oh yeah, you never really got over that. So it was just like, wow, I need to go ahead and really just sit down and understand what forgiveness is, because I'm in the process of truly trying to forgive myself and the things that I've done.
Okay.
Which also I feel like goes back into the car situation, because like as I just mentioned, my car breaking down and me working at the same job that I was working at the same time.
So
you see where I'm going with this.
Too.
Yeah.
That's
so it's just like, wow, I'm just
crazy.
going backwards. But it's like, no, you need to go ahead and forgive yourself for this as well.
Dang, that's really good.
Yeah.
So your car not starting made you have all of these thoughts. I'm not here in life and I'm messing up, and that's so good.
Right, and it's just like, and then I get into this, because all that basically was around the same time, us having these conversations, me being with my friend, and then
God is so good.
It's just like, I'm asking for forgiveness, and he's showing me the places where I need to start my forgiveness.
Yep. And I just think that's so good, though, because God literally can and will use anything. He used the messed up car situation to show you that you haven't forgiven yourself. Then he used a simple situation, really wasn't a big deal.
It wasn't.
That angered you to the point where, okay, now I need to sit with my emotions and figure out why. What's really causing me to want to cut this person off? Oh, it's because I haven't forgiven the other stuff that they did. So I think that's good. I think that's dope. So for me, I feel like I recognize my unforgiveness not because I was triggered in any type of way. I think I recognize first of all, Bible study. Someone in our church did a Bible study, and he talked about forgiveness, and it was like, I think maybe he explained like ways that we display unforgiveness, like how you treat people when you haven't really forgiven them.
Yep.
And one of the things, and I don't even remember if he actually said this or if this was just like God revealing it to me, but I get really excited for other people. And I honestly think it's a gift, because the Bible says like, rejoice with those who are rejoicing, weep with those who are weeping. Like, I can rejoice like crazy. If you tell me some good news, I'm gonna go crazy and probably be more excited for you than I would be for myself. But I realized that I did not want to see certain people do well in life, and that's what made me realize I hadn't forgiven them. Because it's like, I don't want to say it's envy or jealousy that I have for the person, but I just felt like they should always pay for what they did. So, and that's unrealistic, because it's like, well, what if God made me pay for eternity for what I did? You know what I'm saying? The times that I've wronged people, but I felt like, man, this person wronged me, and because of what they did, it was so extreme. It was like the worst thing you could ever do. and they should just not have a good life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's giving ghetto. It's giving real ghetto. So that's what made me realize I had unforgiveness in my heart when God just revealed that, like, I wouldn't be happy if this person was doing well, or if I heard good things about them. Like, I wasn't super excited. There was this little part of me, because naturally that's just how I am. I get happy for people. It's like, wow, that's really good. But deep down I'd be like, they don't deserve this. Like, their character says that they don't deserve this. And here I go trying to be a judge of someone, right? When obviously, like I said, I've wronged other people. So that came out during like the first week of the fast, was just the unforgiveness that I have in my heart, and realizing that you can like fake forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did have this conversation. I think you said that you were trying to display your forgiveness for someone by like still being in their lives or being relevant or whatever. And I think we realized that being nice to someone that's hurt you doesn't mean that you forgive them.
Yeah. So
like,
the whole thing is just like, I'm going to stay here, but outside of just like being there when they need me, that would be it. And that's not necessarily good, because what if he needs you to speak to this person, and it's like, oh well, now you got the mindset that like, oh no, this person is cut off from me unless they need something from me. And what if they don't have the strength to reach out? And like, I need you to talk to them. Like, I'm pushing them onto your heart to speak something, but you feel like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to this person. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to do anything. And it's like, you're my branch. You're my reach to them. So I feel like that's why I've got from that. Like, I can't just go ahead. I need to truly forgive them, because if there's a time where he needs me to do something, I should be able to do it.
I think that's good. And I think that I just got a revelation sitting here literally right now hearing you talk about it.
Yay.
Because in your situation,
oh my gosh, wow.
So in your situation, when it comes to forgiving the person that you felt like wronged you, your idea was, I'm going to keep this person close to me, keep them in my life. Initially, that's what you wanted to do, because you felt like, okay, if I just, if I'm there for this person and support this person any type of way, then that shows my forgiveness. Me, on the other hand, it was, you know what, I'm gonna forgive you, but I'm gonna wash my hands of you. Like, I'm gonna cut you off. I don't want to see you. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to skate with you. None of that. Like, and I thought that out of sight, out of mind meant that I had forgiven that person until I saw this person, you know what I'm saying, in different ways. And I was just like, oh crap, now I got to deal with these emotions. But I truly feel though, like, I know for a fact that I have forgiven this person now, and I got that revelation during the fast, and I realized that you can forgive someone. You're obviously not going to forget the stuff that they did, but like how we have to die daily, I have to wake up and I have to choose to forgive this person daily. Now, they're not at the forefront of my mind, but if they come up, it's, I can't go back to that unforgiveness that I had. I got to keep walking in the forgiveness. I got to remember, oh shoot, I forgave that person. I can't be mad. Like, let's go ahead and get your spirit together, even if your flesh want to act like it's upset with whatever they did. So I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay.
One way of forgiveness, or like one thing that I feel like is mentioned, is when you repent, and like the importance of like being able to repent, is that you're asking God for the forgiveness for the transgressions and the sins you caused against him. But you also should ask for forgiveness for the people that transgressed against you. That's also the part of that. So you can also see both sides of that. It's like, yes, I'm asking for forgiveness, but in me asking for forgiveness, I'm also giving forgiveness. To me personally, I feel like that's how God really works in general, and that's why you should give things over to him. Like, one of the big things, I think we mentioned it, either you or I have mentioned in other podcasts, is one thing that God really gives us is love. And like, why do I have love? Because God has given it to me to give. And it's like, why do I have forgiveness? God has forgiven me, so I can forgive you. Man. Like, that's why things work in that way, and that's why you need to give your feelings to God. Because like, if I give it to him and in turn gives it back, I can give it to other people. I can show gratitude. I can show mercy. I can give protection. I can be the provider. I can show joy. I can be happy. I can be angry in the right time. To me personally, that's how that all like just really intertwines and work in one, cohesive unit.
That's good. When I recognize that, like, I'm walking in unforgiveness, so when I start having thoughts like, "Oh, this person doesn't deserve this," or I find myself reminiscing on the bad stuff that they did, or whatever it is, I think one way to try to like steer you into forgiveness, because forgiveness can be hard, and I really thought I was doing good. Like, I really thought I had truly forgiven everybody that's ever wronged me or whatever, but I think one thing that you can do is to pray, because it's like hard to be like praying to God. I think initially your flesh is going to be upset. Like, the prayer may not necessarily be genuine, but if you keep going to prayer, and like the way you war in prayer for yourself, or you try to intercede for somebody that you really love and care about, like if you really start praying and like stirring yourself up to pray prayers for people that have wronged you, I think that helps you get to a place of forgiveness. To a certain extent, kind of what you said, I think serving people that have wronged you, because like obviously we know the saying like hurt people hurt people. So when you think about the offense, whatever it was that they did to you, like humble yourself and then think about, oh my goodness, but have I done something similar to God? So like, say somebody lied to you. Okay, have you ever lied to God? And you're like, nah, I'm honest with God all the time. But it's like, no, because there's certain thoughts and feelings and stuff that you don't take to him that you know you probably should. So I think for me, I'm learning to walk in the unforgiveness, to pray for the people or whatever, and to also just remind myself, like, if you did it to somebody else, you did it to God. If I wronged that person, you wronged God. So like, there is no comparison. And just going back to like, it's so simple, but if you want to be forgiven, you have to forgive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, I want God to forgive me. I don't want him to punish me for, I don't know, cutting off somebody in traffic for forever. And it's like, that's so simple, but like, you ruin this person's day or you harm them in some type of way. So I just have to keep that in mind, and that's helping me like stay on this path of forgiveness. Yeah.
Kind of just like to transition from that real quick, and just like how do you know you're learning to be forgiven when it's not really a problem? When these things don't bother you. I haven't forgiven this person because when they did something, immediately where did you go to? So it's like when you truly forgive something, it's just like ideally, and I mentioned this before to people, I probably said the same thing to you at the time too. If you're dealing with somebody who you know is irritating, even though like you cool with them, it's just like they know how to push the right buttons. Eventually, when they keep pushing out those buttons, it's like, all right, bro, just stop playing. It's not bothering you anymore. It's just that you know that you're in a place where it's okay, cool. Like I see what you're doing here. You can go ahead and stop it. But if like at a point in time that did bother you, the same thing with forgiveness. If the same thing can come up, even if it's in the same person, different person, or a different situation, and it doesn't bother you, you have forgiven that action against you, and it has nothing to do with it. So it doesn't matter if I have this car or somebody else's car, or I have a different friend or somebody else's friend. If a certain form of like that happens and it doesn't bother me to the point where I don't go and think about like, oh, what I don't have or where I'm going, or I messed up here. It's like you've truly forgiven that.
Yeah.
You know, everything works in a repetition, practice. Some people say practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes purpose. And in this case, it's just like for you to get the act of forgiveness, you have to practice it. So keep going to God and practicing that. Just as anything else that you follow, like I don't know how to make meatballs, and it's like, you know, you got to keep making meatballs to be good at it. I don't know how to play volleyball. You got to keep playing volleyball to eventually get good at it. I don't know how to do basketball.
Hold on. Are you trying to be funny right now?
I don't know how to play basketball.
Hold on. No. Okay, so y'all, long story short, when I first started learning how to cook, I made some meatballs that were as hard as rocks. And that was the analogy it sounded just like that. Like, that was the analogy that wow, you just really came for me in front of our whole audience. But it's fine, y'all. Y'all family. It's cool.
The funny thing is, we're going to cut this part out because nobody had to know that.
No, we're not going to cut it. We're going to let them know. Like, I was terrible at making meatballs. Now my meatball's good. I made a really good meatball sub.
Yeah, that was good.
That John slap.
That was good.
You know,
but
the evolution of Deja's meatballs.
Even with me, you know, going after my best friend, doing things in repetition is first you have to follow a certain blueprint in that, and eventually you'll just get better. And our perfect blueprint is Jesus. So it's just like, and the best way that we can follow him to follow and to fall into our purpose, because we're not going to be perfect, is like, I just said that backwards, is to follow Jesus. So just keep trying to align yourself in the things that he has done, and you will find that.
You just made me, not you didn't make me realize it, but I just got a revelation that maybe I haven't forgiven myself.
Wow.
Right, it's like the second one, that maybe I haven't forgiven myself, which is probably why I struggle so much with forgiving this certain individual. And also, talking about forgiveness just made me think about Paul. And I don't remember what book or whatever, I'm going to paraphrase it, but he basically is writing to one of the churches. Version. Right, the DMT version, y'all. He's writing to one of the churches, and he's saying, like, make room for other people's offenses. Like, people are going to wrong you. Like, and obviously forgive. How many times do you forgive? 70 times 7. You understand? So it's just like, I think sometimes we get really hurt by people. And here's the thing, like, obviously the people that are closest to you are the ones that can actually hurt you. If some random person walk down the street and be like, Dre, you're a really mean person, like, you probably be like, okay, like,
who are you?
Like, what? But if I say, Dre, like, you're a really mean person, that's gonna hit real sad. That's gonna hit different because I'm close to you. You know what I'm saying? I understand your character. So,
and since you understand my character, you would never say that to me.
No, I couldn't. You're not a mean person. But just realize, I think I have to realize, why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I just have to realize that the people that are closest to me, at some point, they're going to hurt you. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. But I have to make a decision on whether or not I take offense to whatever that person did. Like, I don't have to take it personal. And you know what I'm saying? People are going to disappoint you. But I think we need to know that that's going to happen. Like, I don't think we should wake up every single day like, who's going to disappoint me today? Who's going to hurt me today? But it shouldn't catch us by surprise when people do things to us. And I think that in my past, it's definitely caught me by surprise. And that's what's made it so hard for me to forgive. But the Bible tells us, like, all of these people are going to do different stuff to us. And I just be like, no, not this person, not this way. But it's like, well, who else? In what other way? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So thank you guys for listening to episode 10 of the So On Time podcast. I hope you guys were able to glean something from our experience, from our fast, of learning that we need to forgive people, forgive ourselves, and that we need to not go off the deep end when a minor issue happens in our lives, that we need to take our thoughts and emotions to God. So that's pretty much what we learned in the fast. Hopefully y'all can take something from it. If you made it to this point, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Really?
Please follow us on social media. Please subscribe on YouTube if you guys are watching.
Not that many pleases, but go ahead.
But please like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Please let us know if this podcast is helping y'all, what y'all are learning. We've gotten some amazing like phone calls and just people reaching out to us, letting us know how the podcast has helped them, and we appreciate you guys and love you so much. And until the next time, guys, bye.